wood yard. We got wood to unload, wood to load, wood to deliver. Here we go. So a couple days ago, this wood was processed at the Wisconsin Technology Day show by Jake from Blockbuster. He was there demonstrating the 15, 20 plus HP, and he brought it back. It's parked over there now, and this is the wood that he processed right into the trailer. You saw, at least you should have seen, you should have watched the setup that we did. So I loaded this wood, it was in log form, took it to the show, dumped it on the ground, we set up the processor, and then he was there for 3 days at the show, and he processed this wood right back into the trailer. So now I need to unload it. And the reason I need to unload it is because it's been in here for 3 days, and it is going to be going into this bin right here because it's the only one that I got any space in. This is all ash, and in this bin here, it is hard maple. That's the new stuff, and there's old stuff. I'm just going to put it right over the edge here. Got to get it out of here because my nephew Jed has to use this trailer. I think he's going to be moving a whole bunch of branches to the landfill, and there's a tree that my brother Ken cut down. It's a big birch tree, and I don't know if he's bringing it here, the wood, or not. He might be. And so we got to get this out of here because he needs this today. And then I've got a couple deliveries and a pickup today, and I only got about 3 hours to get it all done. So I got to get my cheeks moving. There it is in the bin. Trailer's empty. Now I just got to go disconnect it, hook up the little baby dumper because we need 2 face cords going into this that I'm going to go deliver. So that's what's going to happen next. All right, we got the little baby dumper hooked up, and we're going to fill it full. This is for a mixed load. This particular customer does half hardwood, half softwood. So half pine, half mixed hardwood. And they do pretty much all outside burning, and they really like the mix of the hardwood for a little longer burn and the pine for a little more flame and, you know, the excitement of the snap, crackle, and pop. So that's what this is going to be. They get 2 loads every year. So we're going to heap this up as much as we can get in here. Now I've got a little bit of spruce right over here in the corner that was from like 4 sticks that I cut up. So we're going to throw that in. And then there's a bunch of mixed hardwood underneath it. We're going to dig that out. And then when I get it just about, I would say, about 3/4 full, then we're going to back up over, and I got a bunch of spruce that's been cut and split now for 2 months, something like that. And it's up against the barn, so it faces south. And I just checked it, and the moisture content is 12 and 13% after just a couple months. So it's amazing how fast stuff dries here because it gets wind and sun all the time. So that's what's going to happen. We're going to load it up, and we're going to go dump it. Now, I'm going to answer a question that has come up a lot lately in the comments right now. A lot of people ask me, you know, do you recommend 2 dump trailers if you're having a firewood business? Absolutely. 3 would be even better. And people wanted to know, do I use my little dump trailer as much as the bigger one? Yes, I use them about equal. It's about 50-50, and I never thought that would be the case. So I bought my first trailer, the first N&N trailer I bought from Thumb Trailers in Michigan. Awesome guys, check them out. And they sold it to me for, I don't know, it was like $13,000, something like that, galvanized trailer. It's a 6x12, 10,000 pound capacity. If I throw wood in loose, I can get 4 face cords in it, or a full cord and a third. If I stack it, I can do 5. And the little baby dumper here, if I go just to the metal right here, I can get a face cord or third of a cord in. If I heap it up, I get 2 face cords, or just a little bit more than that. And that is what I deliver the most of, 1s and 2s. I deliver a lot of those because a lot of the people I deliver to do not have big, huge areas for storage. They have a rack or 2 racks that will hold a third of a cord or 2/3, something like that. Very common, that's what I see. And when they get low on wood, they call me and I bring more. So they're not stocking up like people that heat with wood. This is for drinking wood. That's what this is. And then after I bought my big trailer, Thumb Trailers, the guys there called me, the Bay brothers, and they said, hey, we've got a trailer for you. And I'm like, well, I don't really want to buy one yet. I wasn't quite ready. And they said, no, we want you to have it. So they gave me this trailer. And I said, wow, I said, that's just amazing. And I had no idea that they had sold as many trailers as they had from my videos. So the bigger dump trailer, when I got this thing 1.5 years ago, at least 1.5 years ago, they had told, maybe it was 2 years ago now, they told me they had sold like 50 some trailers of the bigger one, and they wanted this one to be featured. So I think they're selling a bunch of these now too, because this was, at the time, was new, this little baby dumper. It's a tandem axle, can do 7,000 pounds. So yeah, it's a nice little trailer. What I like about it is the same width footprint as my truck. I can back this into basically any garage, and we can tip it, and we can either stack right into a rack from the back of it and the wood just comes to us, or sometimes I'll shove it off into a garage, or I can, like this one, I'll be dumping it next to the garage. So that's what's going to happen. Time to chuck some wood in. There it is, a work of art, thing of beauty. Doesn't it look pretty? So we're gonna go do this delivery and come back, and then we're gonna do it again, and then I think we're gonna do it again. Down the road we go. All right, we're back in the wood yard. I just backed up to the big pile of hickory because that's what's going in. We're putting 1/3 of a cord, a face cord, a ricka-rinka roll, half of a trailer load full. That's what's going in right now. Once again, we're back in the wood yard, and as my good friend DJ Keller would say, we got another one. Got to load up some wood into the trailer. It's going to be a face cord, 1/3 of a cord, a ricka-rinka roll, and that is Locust, my friends. Now, there is a mix of two kinds of locust. On this end, it's mainly black locust. On that end, it's mainly going to be honey locust from two different places. Now, the black locust, I've had that for a couple years, and I don't get much request for it. I've kind of been saving it because I have two people that really like it, and this is a person that's never had locust before. They just asked me what's the hottest burning wood, and I said, well, it would be ironwood, and I've got some of that, but it's not just ironwood. It's a mix with hard maple. But I said, I do have some locust, and they said, that looks great, we'll take it. So that's what they want, because I have two guys that would love to have this locust because they've had it in the past, and they said, next time you get it, I want it. So, and they're customers that have bought for years from me. So I don't really advertise this too much that I've even got it, because it's not a real common wood. Most people don't even know what it is. They don't realize how good it is, that it is actually better than oak by quite a bit. So there's that. So we're going to load it up, and hopefully I'll kind of mix it up between the black and the honey. It's chucking time. There it is, the wood is in. So one of the things I can tell you about locust, the black locust in particular, the bark, if it doesn't come off like when you've got it in log form, and you a lot of times will leave it sit for a while before you cut it, the wood will shrink down and the bark comes off really easy. But this stuff was cut when it was green, and so what happens is the bark sticks to it until now, and then now it kind of rots off, as you can see here. So that's the black locust. So it's pretty messy, and it's always been that way. I know that the bark is all over the place, whereas the honey locust, the bark is like this, and it does not come off ever. I mean, it's really on there. It's really on solidly. So again, the difference between the honey locust, which is right here, it's kind of a honey color. It actually starts to mellow out and look more like, almost like oak, I would say, in that the color decreases, because when you first split it open, it's very almost orangey. And then the black locust is actually kind of almost like I'd say like a greenish yellow color inside, and the bark has this kind of a pattern similar to almost to like walnut, but it's not walnut for sure. And then the honey locust is very variated bark that does peel off in chunks. There's one in here, right here I can see. There's another honey locust. Here's another honey locust. I'll get this one over here if I can sneak my way in here. So here's a honey locust right here. You can see what that looks like. And here's another one. The bark starts to do that. So it comes off in, can I get this to stay here? It comes off in chunks somewhat, but it doesn't really come off. It's really on there. But so there's that. And then again, the or the black locust is more like this. Now, a big difference between the two is that the black locust, I don't know if it has some type of a chemical in it that it makes it last a very long time. It's commonly used for like fence posts and things like that because it won't rot. But the honey locust is not like that. It actually starts to powder, which means you're getting some bugs chewing it. You can see this powder right here. So it does get some woodworms in it. You can see this powder. If I pick it up here, you can see this powder starts to happen. Similar to hickory. The bugs again, some people know the names of them. I don't know the names of the bugs, but you get this powdery stuff here that it starts to turn into a powdery dust from the bugs eating it. And that does not happen with the green. Now, I was told by a tree expert, and I don't know if this is a fact, but this is what he said, that black locust and honey locust are not even like closely related. They're actually very, very different. So like the black locust grows thorns, has bigger seed pods, whereas the honey locust has real tiny seed pods and it doesn't have thorns. So there's the difference. So anyway, there you go again. Honey, black, even though to me it's greenish. And this is a faded one. It's much brighter when you first split it open. Same with this, is more orange. So there's the big difference. And this also has like a white band, similar to like what walnut would have. It's white and then it turns kind of that orangish color. So there's very, very heavy, dense wood. So excellent, excellent firewood. So it is loaded. All I gotta do now is put my tarp on and head down the road, and then we got a pickup coming. Somebody's coming to pick up some hickory. They're coming from a long ways away and they didn't want to pay me to drive it all the way over. They thought they were being nice to me, which they are. I don't have to drive, I don't know, it's over an hour away. They wanted to just come pick it up, and they've been here one other time, so that's pretty cool. So we'll be here in just a little bit, and we're going to deliver this load too. So wood is going out today. All right, so right when I was getting ready to leave, I got a text that my pickup was on their way, so I just waited for them to get here. Like I said, they came from like an hour away, and this is going to a guy that's bought wood from me in the past, and it's for smoking. He actually has a couple different smokers, and he rents them out and does smoking for events. As a matter of fact, he smoked a lot of the meat that was at the draft day that was in Green Bay at Lambeau Field this year, and he used most of it for that because they had the smoker working, I guess, for 4 days straight. And he said he's getting low, so he's almost out, and he wants to make sure he has some. So they came and they got another cord of hickory this time, because last time he had some oak and cherry. So now he just got some hickory. So now I'm gonna leave. We're gonna go do this delivery. There you go, folks. The deliveries for today are complete. The dumps are done, the pickups are done, and it is an awesome time of year. We're entering the fall, and the time of year for firewood is now. People are ordering it, people are stocking up, so you should have your stock built up by now of good, dry, ready to burn today kind of wood, because people want it and they will pay for it. I think I did 5 deliveries today? 4. We did 4. One was a double. So 5 face cords, or a full cord and 2/3, so like a $600 day. So pretty good. There's a lot of those when you get to the fall of the year where it's kind of steady all day. These deliveries were all done in about a 5-hour period. I also did some other stuff in between, but it was pretty much back to back to back, so it was pretty nice. I like it that way. I do a lot of my deliveries in the afternoons because that's when people are home, and I'm done with my other work for the day, and then I can get these done. So that is it for today. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. with another video. Right now, you're gonna go watch all the other videos on my channel because that's your job. My job is to make the videos. Your job is to watch them. Good night, Irene.